the man suddenly realized there was something wrong with the water he had just drunk. He suspected that the flight attendant in front of him had slipped something into his cup. Quickly, he pulled out a test strip to check. Sure enough, the strip instantly turned red. This meant the water was dangerously poisoned. Seeing her plan exposed, the flight attendant panicked. She immediately pulled out a knife and hurled it straight at Dave. Luckily, he dodged in time, but his friend took the hit in the shoulder. Not stopping there, the attendant threw 3 darts at Dave. But he quickly raised a dinner tray and blocked them all. In the chaos, she grabbed the tray and charged at him with furious strength. Dave had never faced such a fierce woman. For a moment, he didn't know how to counter her. Then she unleashed a wild flurry of attacks, forcing him to the ground. Just as things were looking grim, Dave's daughter, Sophie, appeared. But she couldn't get inside the cabin, she could only watch her father being beaten. At the critical moment, Dave fought back and managed to fling the attendant away. But once again, his friend ended up taking the blow instead. Sophie couldn't stand by any longer. She placed a tiny explosive on the window and activated her flight gear to chase the plane. Through the shattered glass, she saw her father being dragged away by the attendant. Fearing for his safety, she stuck another micro-explosive onto the plane's body. A violent blast rocked the cabin, sending all 3 of them flying into the air. Sophie immediately hit acceleration mode. She caught her injured friend first, strapped him into a harness. Then dived down and grabbed her father just in time. It seemed the danger was finally over, until Sophie suddenly asked a strange question. "So, for the last time, can I go to Ryan's house for a dance? It's Saturday, and you still have training later." Her words left everyone stunned. The moment her father refused, Sophie's face darkened. She unbuckled his harness and shoved him downward. Her friend was left frozen in shock, but Sophie coldly said, "I already have a boyfriend anyway." Then, without hesitation, she tossed her friend down as well. Just when it looked like tragedy would strike, Sophie woke up in her bed. It had all been a dream. Her father, Dave, was once a top special agent. He had single-handedly brought down countless criminal organizations. But tired of living a life of constant battles, he retired and became a math teacher at an elementary school. Inspired by him, Sophie also dreamed of becoming an agent. But Dave firmly opposed the idea. Coincidentally, Sophie's classmate, Alex, was the son of the agency's director. Both of them were about to join a summer camp trip to Italy. Unwilling to let his daughter travel alone, Dave volunteered to accompany the students as their protector. That very night after arriving at the hotel, Sophie, Alex, and another friend secretly climbed out through the window. Dave, distracted by the TV, didn't notice. The 3 teenagers were planning to grab some food. But unexpectedly, they were kidnapped by a mysterious group. Fortunately, Sophie spotted them in time. She quickly recorded the license plate with her phone and jumped on a bicycle to chase the car. But the vehicle sped far too fast. At one point, Sophie almost collided with a truck, until Dave showed up just in time to save her. Soon, the director received a call from the kidnappers. They demanded she bring nuclear launch codes to a NATO base, in exchange for her son's safety. Terrified, she had no choice but to comply. After securing the codes, she rushed to Italy to meet Dave. But when they arrived at the trade-off location, the kidnappers ambushed them. Before they could react, both were knocked unconscious. When they awoke, they found themselves hanging in the air. The leader of the kidnappers revealed herself. It was the director's own trusted housekeeper. She demanded the nuclear codes, threatening that otherwise, the director's son would be lost forever. Left with no choice, the director handed them over. After confirming the codes, the traitor ordered her men to take the director away. She then injected a deadly toxin into Dave. The poison would paralyze his body within minutes. She walked away, leaving Dave to his fate. But he refused to give up. Summoning all his strength, he tried to break free, though the poison was already taking hold. Just then, Sophie arrived with the director's assistant. They quickly injected the antidote, saving Dave's life at the last possible moment. Meanwhile, the traitor located the nuclear launch device. She immediately contacted the Pentagon, demanding $50 billion in her account, or else she would trigger the bomb and start a global war. time was running out. Dave used the director's tracker to locate her. But before he could act, a gun was pressed to his head. He was dragged into a hidden chamber, where one of the henchmen rushed forward to attack. That was the final straw for Dave. He grabbed a pencil from the floor and threw it with precision, then launched a full counterattack. As a former top agent, dealing with these small-time thugs was effortless. Within moments, he had taken them all down. Seeing the fight turning against her, the traitor fled. But there were less than 30 minutes left before detonation. Dave chased after her, but along the way was struck by a truck driven by one of her men. He was sent flying. Just as the driver prepared to finish him off, a knife suddenly struck his hand. It was Sophie again. With his daughter in danger, Dave acted fast. He grabbed the knife and swiftly ended the threat. In the end, the police stormed in and captured the traitor. The director's son was safely rescued, and the nuclear countdown stopped with only 2 seconds left. The crisis was finally over. And with that, the movie comes to a close.